Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, mothers and fathers, brothers and sisters, aunts and uncles and cousins, of course, and my new favorite, sassies and grumpies, or if you prefer, grandmothers and grandfathers, and baseball fans everywhere. Hello, everyone, and welcome to day 36 of the Valley Baseball League's 2020 Rewind season. If you just dropped in from Mars and you're just catching this as your first Valley Baseball League video cast, we are recapping our 2019 season. We're doing a 2020 look back. That's kind of for the 2020 vision, which I definitely don't have anymore. But anyway, we are glad to have you here. I'm Graham Knight, and on behalf of the teams and the league, pleasure to welcome you here. I hope you're having fun watching some of this stuff. We've had some great highlights to share. We've had talks with some of the great coaches in the league, the Brian O'Connors from UVA. We've talked to the Dan Jaffes from Georgia Tech. And we talked to others, Ryan Facto, who's at Virginia Tech. So we tried to cover the bases. We still got more exciting people to talk to. We're trying to chase down a couple. Might as well give you a preview of who we're trying to track down right now on the off chance that they're watching and they're like, oh, he wants to do a podcast with me or she wants to talk baseball. Let me introduce you to the crew and we'll catch up on kind of what we're working on. Everybody say hi to Aaron.
Hey, y'all. I know that Graham talked about 2020 and not having 2020 vision. I don't think this was anyone's vision for 2020 at all. So I really hope everyone's staying safe and getting along the best that they can.
Aw, sweet. Yeah, this was definitely no one's vision. I don't think anybody wants to be sitting at home wishing they were outside playing. Everybody say hi to Jordan.
Fans, pleasure as always, and we hope you're enjoying the season as much as we have. We've had so much fun making these for you guys.
Yeah, it has been fun. Hey, so we're kind of coming down to the last of the regular season, about to embark into playoffs. We're in the middle of July, but there's still, at least 4 podcasts left. Aaron, why don't you share who you're trying to catch up with and give them a preview of things we hope to bring in the future of our Monday podcast.
Absolutely. Somebody we've heard a lot about this season, Aidan Nagle, did a really fantastic job so far in the Valley. Up until this point, we're going to hear a lot more of him as the season winds down. And he is actually playing currently in Tulsa. He's playing in the Texas Collegiate League. So he's found some place to play baseball this summer and continue to work on his craft. So we're happy about that. And I'm tracking him down, hoping to talk to him. Last time we were supposed to talk, he had a rough night the night before. The bus broke down and they had to sit on the side of the road for 6 hours. So needless to say, he had to sleep in the next day. And I'm gonna track him down, barring any more bus breakdowns.
Yeah, well, having pulled up on Interstate 81 behind the broken down Winchester Royals bus, that is certainly part of the experience of playing in these leagues. They do the best to try to bring these players in, find host families. They do a lot of fundraising. Every team always needs a slightly bigger, slightly better bus. By the way, if you're trying to help out one of these teams, these bills are still incurring. So wrong word there. Mr. Wordsmith, help me out with the right word for that. They're still incurring expenses. How about that? Is that better, Mr. Wordsmith?
That sounds pretty good to me.
All right. Well, bottom line here, if you want to help out one of these teams, feel free to hit their website and buy some of their merchandise. It's a great way to support your Valley League team. Doesn't matter if it's the Percival Cannons, the Covington Lumberjacks, the Waynesboro Generals, or whoever. It doesn't matter. Reach out and wear one of their jerseys, get one of their hats. Valley Baseball League would love to sell you one of their hats. It'll help the leagues and the teams get through this hiatus. How about that? But speaking of hiatus, there was definitely no hiatus back on July 9th. There was a lot of baseball. We had a great game of the night for you coming up in our day 36 of our 2020 Rewind season. Before we get into the other action, Jordan, set the stage for us. What happened back on this state? What's our game of the night? That's the question I really want to ask.
Yeah, well, Graham, you know what? I'm really grateful that Aaron actually brought up Aidan Nagle because he plays a key role in this game tonight when we see Woodstock face off against the Staunton Braves. And this is a fun one because how many times this season have we really talked about how explosive the Staunton Braves can be on offense? And Woodstock, again, who are really rebounding after struggling when they were in 2018. But this is a completely different Woodstock team. And I think Aidan Nagle kind of personifies this. And it can kind of be related in this way, where Aidan Nagle is out with an injury. And I don't think anybody is really looking forward to having bruised ribs or experiencing having that. It's painful. But just like how the River Bandits are hurt in the past, now they're healed up. But maybe are they really healed up? They have that chip on their shoulder. But you know what? Aidan Nagle in this game, if we can just keep this on him, he comes into this game. I really want to quote John Leonard because his Valley Annual, which is still available online, fans, it's fantastic. But you know what? I don't think it could be said any better than how Mr. Porky Bowman said it on behalf of his River Bandits. And I just want to quote this exactly how it came out of John Leonard's Valley Annual, which fans still available online too. It's a great read. Porky Bowman is quoted saying this about Aidan Nagle coming off the injury. Yeah, I think he's pretty good to go for the showcase. He's good to go for the showcase. That might be an understatement because if you look at Aidan Nagle, he's batting .431 on the season, and in this game, 2 home runs in his first game back following an injury. Bruised ribs are no joke, everybody. And to come on in, go, all right, can I play? Let me show everybody. 2 home runs. They're popped over the wall. I think Mr. Bowman said it absolutely best. Graham, what do you think?
Yeah, well, let's just talk about how fast he came. He was hit by a pitch on July 6th, and 3 days later, he's back with a vengeance. Maybe he was just hurt, and he was just like, all right, I'm going to take this out on the baseball that hit me. Anyway, it's pretty exciting stuff. There's lots of other action to cover, though. Aaron, any thoughts on Aidan Nagle before you jump into your games that took place back on the state?
Yeah, I mean, in that game alone, he was 3 of 6. He had 2 runs, 5 RBIs, and those 2 home runs. So just continues to have incredible performances all summer. And we had a couple other really good performances in the league tonight. Covington and Front Royal. Now this game was under 2.5 hours. And for all those people out there that think that baseball needs to go quicker, this would be the game for you. There was a little bit of offense and a lot of good defense. Cody Woodring on the mound went 6 innings pitched for Covington. He only allowed 6 hits, 2 earned runs, which are the only runs that Front Royal was able to score. He walked 3. He had 6 strikeouts and earned the win with that performance. Covington ended up taking this game 6-2 over Front Royal. The Braves had 11 hits. They scored in 5 separate innings, and 3 Covington Lumberjacks had home runs. So it's pretty incredible performance right there. And then we had Newmarket and Purcellville. Again, a lot of offense in this one. 15 hits by Newmarket, which overshadowed their 5 errors. You think sometimes when you have a lot of errors in a game, it might mean that you're going to lose, but they were able to overshadow that with the 15 hits. And I think a lot of it had to do with the fact that they had a 4-run first inning. So they kind of came out of the gate and did really well to start things off in that one. So Newmarket ended up winning 8-6 over Purcellville.
Yeah, and that wasn't the only action in the Valley. Jordan, there were 2 other games. Catch everybody up on those.
Yeah, 2 other games, Graham, just like you said, excuse me.
What's funny, sorry, I have to stop you there because that's exactly how I would have said it. So that's a perfect invitation to me. So I want to thank you for that.
I'm not trying to imitate you, sir. I'm just, it happens to everybody. It happens to everybody. It happened to me. No one's a perfect wordsmith. All right.
No, I think you're kind of close. Although I got to tell you right now, I'm giving the Segway Award on all of the Valley broadcasts that we've done to Aaron. 2 great segues in the same rewind game. So you might be the wordsmith, but she's the segue queen, man. She's really great segues tonight. All right, enough about that. We still got 2 games to cover, and we got to bring you our game of the night. Anyway, try not to introduce it the way I do because the fans would tune out if I had to do it. All right, your turn.
All right, let's try it a little bit better this time. But the first one, if you really look at it, the Charlottesville Tom Sox and the Harrisonburg Turks, this is that great kind of classic I-81 matchup. Actually, maybe I-64 at that point. I love when the Charlottesville Tom Sox and the Turks match up. And the Turks went foul in this game tonight. This was just not their night. And Charlottesville, again, fans really pay attention to them, with them and Strasburg and Waynesboro really fighting for that kind of king of the hill position right now with the playoffs approaching. But Harrisonburg struck out 13 times in this game against the Charlottesville Tom Sox to the trio of Madison Furman, Jacob Haney, and Alaska Abney. Alaska might be one of my favorite first names I've heard as of late. Anywho, but Haney coming in tonight, decent ERA of 5.40, not the lowest we've talked about on the season, but still very decent performance on the year from him. Thomas Francisco, though, if you want to talk about players making an impact on their team, he increased his hitting streak to 15 games in a row. His batting average on the year right now, .466. That's nearly half of your at-bats are going to be productive, but the Tom Sox steamrolled Harrisonburg in this game on both perspectives of the ball, whether it be offense on the mound and defense. So all three perspectives, I guess. But Charlottesville takes this one 5-2, and then we flip it over to the Winchester Royals and the Waynesboro Generals. And, you know, John, being the wordsmith that he is, really when he puts it this way, that the Royals, they stopped the runaway train that is the Generals by scoring 4 runs in each of the first 2 innings. And again, that is derived directly out of the league annual. That's pure poetry. It can't be said any better. But Kevin Ledford, he really comes in and he saves this game, taking out 2 batters in the 9th inning, really putting this game away for a Winchester team that at times has struggled tonight, but taking care of a juggernaut like Waynesboro in the way that they have played this season. Graham, I haven't said it in a while, but, you know, Winchester royally wins this game 9-6, the final, over a Generals team that has really been having their way with other teams in the league so far.
Yeah, speaking about having their way, I got to compliment you on you having your way. I thought the Harrisonburg Turk going foul, great play on words, really great play on words. And the juggernaut, I mean, you slipped it all in there. I mean, top performance by our wordsmith tonight and our segue queen. Very nice. Hey, I just want to give you guys the cream of the crop rankings. At this point in the season, John has the Waynesboro Generals ranked as number 1. The Strasburg Express is number 2. The Charlottesville Tom Sox is 3. And the Woodstock River Bandits at 4. They're followed up by the Braves at 5. The Harrisonburg Turks at 6. The Covington Lumberjacks at 7th, and the Percival Cannons at 8th, believe it or not. Great to see them hanging in there. You know, the one thing I got to say before we kind of wrap this up and get into all the highlights of the game is I'm dying to hear that Winchester Royal flush. I'm not sure if it goes for a win or a loss that they had. I kind of was expecting you to go there when they got shut out by the Strasburg Express the other night, but I am dying to hear. I'm not sure when it's coming. I know it's coming. I know it'll be great when it does, but I am waiting for the royal flush. I don't know even what to call it. For you to drop the mic on the royal flush line of the night or something like that.
Graham, if I can, I said they were feeling some royal pain that night. I don't know if that might count, but I can incorporate royal flush in at some other point.
No, you know what? I was absolutely expecting you to go with the royal flush there, but then you didn't. I definitely heard the royal pain. But you know what? If you're going to lose to a team that's getting their second no-hitter in a season. I mean, John says about them, he's like, they've got the best pitching in the league. And look, if you want to know the stats from the power rankings at this point in the season, I want to give another shout out to John Leonard. He wrote an amazing piece of work. The 2019 annual just has some incredible stuff in it. Breakdown of the stats, the players, the games. There's some great stuff in there. So if you're looking for a little bit of something extra to bring to these rewind games, get his annual. It's only $10. It'll help him do what he does, and it'll help get the news about the Valley out. Before we wrap this up, any closing thoughts, any last things you guys want to share? Any segues, any puns you haven't dropped yet? All right, I'll take that as a no. In that case, that is my cue to say, hopefully you know what's coming. We wish you all perfect health, and we mean it. We mean it to you and your family. And we wish us all, everybody, a speedy return to the baseball diamond. Until that happens, and also until tomorrow night, thank you for joining us. For Jordan, Aaron, and myself, we'll see you all tomorrow night. Same time, same YouTube channel. Good night, everybody.
All right, well, welcome once again back to the Shenandoah Valley, where we'll have the River Bandits versus the Braves in a few moments. He leads the team in hits with 44, also 9 doubles. The first pitch to him is swung, lifted to center field, hit pretty well. Sigler back on it at the wall. He leaps, and it is still no signal. And it is gone. Now here's the signal. It's a home run, a solo shot from Aidan Nagle, his 5th of the year. And the River Bandits out to an early 1-0 lead in Staunton. The freshman at Virginia Tech. Here's the 1-1 pitch. This is grounded to the second baseman Hare. He'll flip backhand to the shortstop Brooklyn for the force at second. 2-0 pitch to Czech. Ground ball up the middle. It's going to get through Escala for a base hit. Well, William Escala, the second baseman, began to slide, but couldn't quite get it. It was out of his reach. So the Braves have a leadoff base runner. Just an errant pitch by Conkle or whatnot. But 3-2 the count. Here's the delivery. Swinging away and line drive down left field. It's going to be a fair ball off the line. Rounding second and heading to third is Andrew Czech. Now he will be waved in. It's bobbled in the corner by Nagle. Here's the throw to home. No, it won't come. Jones doesn't even throw it to home. Czech scores, and going to second is Kent Rooklyn, an RBI double, and we are tied just like that. And more than 2 runs in for the River Bandits. 2-2 pitch swung at and missed for strike 3. It's well out in front of that thing. Here's the 0-1 to Escala, and this is grounded up the middle. Rooklyn ranges at short. He'll throw to first base in time for the 3rd out of the inning. That was a good play from Kent Rooklyn. He really showed his range there and made the play look easy. So 1 nobody out. Now here's the first pitch to Czech, and he lines this one right center field, and it's going to get down and get by the right fielder Lockhart. Now rounding second and heading to third is Tyler Blom. Now Czech heading to second himself. He slides in safely. And payoff pitch upcoming to Wardley once again. Here it is. And Wardley takes this one inside for ball 4. Good eye there by Wardley. That was a tough one to lay off. Brophy, a .286 hitter on the year, 14 runs batted in. 2-1, popped up, left field. Aidan Nagle has it lined up, hardly has to move. And he catches it successfully for the 3rd out of the inning, while driving in 21 runs. And this one is lined to left field, hit pretty well, but Worley has it lined up, hardly has to move. It's an atom ball, and he will haul it in for the 1st out of the inning. And he'll look into the catcher, Blom. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Ground ball up the middle. Casey Hare with it. He'll flip it underhand to Kent Rooklyn for the 3rd out of the inning. What the River Bandits have needed him to be tonight. 2-2 pitch. Here's a ground ball to the shortstop Jones. Not hit very hard. He'll charge and throw to first base in time for the 1st out of the inning. Batting in that 8th position. Here's the 1-2 to him. Called strike 3. Good pitch there from Conkle, the off-speed pitch. Just buckled Hare, his 2nd strikeout of the game. So 1-1 the count to Puglielli. He is 0 for 1 tonight. The 0-2 ground ball to the third baseman, Roof. He fields it. He's up with it. He makes the play to first. No, they're going to say Czech was off the bag, maybe. I'm not sure. Maybe he dropped the ball. And running now, a step off and a throw back to second. They should have him. Now they're going to run down. Here we'll throw to the first baseman, Czech. Now to the shortstop, Kent Rooklyn. And Rooklyn will apply the tag to Andrew Puglielli for the first out of the inning. That was a hectic rundown. Thrown out on a fielder's choice. 1-1 pitch, line drive just over the head and glove of the leaping Roof at third. For a base hit heading to second is Jones, and he will stop there. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Nubber to the second baseman, Hare. He will charge and make the safe out at first in time to retire Escala. Meanwhile, scoring is Josh Jones, the 8th run of the ball game for the River Bandits. They lead 8-1 in Staunton in this top of the 5th inning. Chet Morty stands just 5 feet 9 inches tall from Satellite Beach, Florida. You swing and miss for strike 3. Actually, it was a foul tip into the catcher's mitt, but it counts just the same. So 5 innings have come and gone. 8-1. Woodstock leads Staunton here at Moxie Stadium. Man on first with 1 out. This is a line drive. It's going to be not caught by the second baseman, Hare, and going to third is Ward. Now here's the throw from right field from Brophy. Is not in time. Runner goes. This pitch will miss well outside for ball 4. But a better eye by Bates. So 1-2 the count to him. 2 outs, bases loaded. Here's the pitch. Here's a loop to center field, charging in and not catching it is the center fielder Sigler. 1 run is in. And here comes a second run. Now a throw to third and being tagged out. Going to third was Rincones. Now will the run score? So that ended the inning. 12 strikeouts. 3-1 pitch, fly down the right field line. Chasing it is the left fielder Lockhart. He will haul it in, battles the lights, and makes the play for out number 1. Several times earlier in the season, they have not shown the same as of late, but we'll see what happens. Now here's Cameron Roof. Roof swings at the first pitch and bounces it to the second baseman, Escala, who flips underhand at the shortstop. Rincones for the 3rd out of the inning. Back in the 5th inning. This one is sharply hit into the first base, second base hole for a base hit into right field. Good job there from DeShazier to hit it where it was thrown. He's aboard with a leadoff single for the River Bandits. Swung at and missed. Now they have the man caught in a rundown, and the throw goes into center field. DeShazier will steal second if it's called that. Here's the pitch from Guerreri. Ground ball to the shortstop, Rooklyn. He's up with it. He'll throw to first base. It's in time to check for the first out of the inning. Meanwhile, going to third base is DeShazier. No balls, 1 strike. Guerreri still on the mound. Looks like Aaron O'Brien warming. There's a line drive, base hit to right field for Aidan Nagle. And a run will score as it's DeShazier crossing the plate. It's 10-1. The River Bandits lead the Braves. That will be an unearned run. Here's the 3-2 from Hoops. This one's in the dirt, ball 4, and Casey Hare goes down to first base for a leadoff walk. This is a newer experiment for him. He's done pretty well thus far. And he skips out of the way of the first pitch in the dirt, and going to second is Casey Hare standing up. So a wild pitch. Here's the 1-1 from Hoops to Moore. This will be a base hit to right field. Rounding third, being waved home is Casey Hare. Here's the throw to the plate from the right fielder Lockhart. It is not in time. Sliding in safely is Casey Hare, and it's 10-2. Braves get a run back. They still trail by 8. Be the first man Ewald faces. He squares the bunt, gets a good one down. Ewald charges off the mound. Will fire to first base. Not in time. Brooklyn aboard safely. And the bases are loaded with 1 man out for the cleanup man, Logan Worley. Now here's the 2-1. Here's a tapper to the shortstop, Escala. He's up with it. He'll throw over to first base. It is in time to retire Worley. The close play at first, but scoring is Andrew Czech to make it 10-3 Front Royal. Ozubish swung at and missed. It's in the dirt, so play will have to be made by Blom, and he does so to Andrew Czech without a problem for out number 1. His first at-bat back in the 6th inning, he walked and went no further. This is his second at-bat tonight, and he flies this one pretty well to center field. It's way up there. Sigler and Brophy giving chase, and Brophy will take it a few steps shy of the warning track for out number 3. So 10-3, River Bandits don't score any runs, but they still have a healthy lead. Here's the 3-2 from him. This is lined back up the middle on the ground for a base hit into center field, past the glove of William Escala. Now it's going to be bobbled by the center fielder Teixeira, and heading to second is Sigler. 2-0 the count. Here's a line drive to center field. Will it get down? Yes, it will, in front of Deshazier. And being held at third is Callaway Sigler. Good decision there by Tyree Blaylock at third base. So 3-2 the count. Sigler on third, Roof on first. Here's the pitch to Hare. Line drive left field. It's going to stay up for Nagle. He'll haul it in. Tagging from third is Callaway Sigler. Here's the third of the plate. No, that will be cut off. So no play at the plate. It's 10-4. And the RBI sac fly from Casey Hare. Victim in the third. And 2 fielders' choices his last 2 at-bats. Now he's swing and a miss in the 1-2 pitch from O'Brien. Good pitch there for strike 3, the 4th strikeout.
Now batting number 22.
For Eric O'Brien. All of them swinging. Double. Here's Aidan Nagle. Nagle swings at this one, pops it well in the air to left field. Worley back on it, has it lined up, and hauls it in about 20-30 feet shy of the wall for out number 3. Out of Shrewsbury, Pennsylvania, the first pitch will be ripped into left field for a base hit by Chet Moore. So the Braves get a leadoff man on. Good play. Logan Worley steps in. Here's a ground ball to second base. Throw in a second for Escala, now over to first. Not in time. Worley reaches. So the River Bandits can't turn to. It's Worley on first. 2-2 the count to Colin Brophy. Brophy taps this one. Coming out of the catcher way. He'll throw to first base. It's in time to Alessa, and the game is over. Well, that'll do it. River Bandits 10-4 winners over the Staunton Braves here on Tuesday night at Moxie Stadium. It was a game that the River Bandits dominated from the second inning on. Never looked back.